This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. My great pleasure to have you along as we get set to finally, here several days later, discuss the Alex Pietrangelo, Leon Draisaitl incident from a couple of games ago now. Why am I doing this now? Why am I doing this here? After a loss in Game 5 when Nurse and Pietrangelo were both out? Well, simply because it now comes down to how the Oilers respond to Pietrangelo being back in the lineup in Game number 6. Now, big boost for Vegas. Obviously, we get Darnell Nurse back. That's all fine and dandy. But now the key term intent to injure comes into play, because clearly on that play from Alex Pietrangelo, there's nothing but intent to injure Leon Draisaitl. I don't know why else you would do that, quite logically speaking, if you are an NHL hockey player slashing a man's wrist with a two-hand chop. Now, when it comes to the Oilers paying back Alex Pietrangelo, I do not condone the Oilers going out there and forcefully causing injury to Pietrangelo, but we'll discuss throughout the video kind of what I expect and want the Oilers to do to make sure payback is served against their star defenseman of the Vegas Golden Knights. Friends, before we get there though, if you're new to the channel, I want you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV this afternoon. I want you aboard for more playoff coverage, whether it be the live streams, whether it be the off-season coverage once the postseason comes to an end, whether it be tomorrow night or going into sometime in mid-June. I want you aboard for all of it because we've built this great community here and I'd love to have you a part of it. All right, intent to injure. So, obviously, when you start talking about payback and retribution for something like Pietrangelo did against the NHL's goal-scoring leader in the playoffs, you're usually talking about go out there and hurt him worse than he hurt your guy. That's typically what I think the mindset would be. But my mindset on this one is not about getting even or getting better off. That's not the key here. The whole strategy is more or less to stick with what the Oilers have been doing, but ramp it up. Make every second on the ice miserable for Pietrangelo. Make him think at every turn, everybody skating by him, everybody putting a stick on his hands or stick, whatever the situation might be, or a cross check into the back, or whatever the case might be. Do the intimidation, do the bullying thing, and make him psychologically damaged to be on the ice. That's what I want. I don't want him injured. I want him thinking at every dang turn that somebody is going to go out there and end his series right then and there. That's what I want the Oilers to do. And when I took this time to get this video idea hashed out in my mind, it was a tough kind of concept to come up with. I've had people asking me since it happened on Wednesday night, oh, what are the Oilers going to do? Oh, how many games is he going to get? What should they do? I don't care what the Department of Player Safety has to say. I don't care what the fans have to say. I care what the players do and what they don't do when it comes to getting even and getting better off with Alex Pietrangelo right here, right now in game number 6. Because end of the day is, we've talked about this Edmonton Oilers team being different. We've talked about them, when you doubt them, they overcome it. When you talk about anything about the Oilers this year, it's just a different team. This is a chance to prove it. This is a chance to prove that you're a good, disciplined team that isn't going to purposely go out there and do something dumb to get even, but also going to make his life as friggin' miserable as you possibly can out there on the ice within the bounds of the rule book. That's the beautiful part. And, you know, okay, maybe I would have taken a softer line on this if Kolesar hadn't tried to run Matthias Ekholm's head through the dasherboard glass, right? That's kind of the thing, is there's more that's happened since the Alex Pietrangelo slash. And when it comes down to it, right, do we need to go out there and slash Eichel? No, I don't think I'm advocating that, because if you're doing that bing bang kind of stuff, somebody's going to get hurt on our team and we can't afford that. We want to win the Stanley Cup here. I know we're down 3-2 in the series, and I know that our best chance of winning game 7 is to maim someone on their side and hopefully just 100%. But I want this to be clean. I want this to be no doubt. I want the best team to win straight up. That's what I want. So when I'm talking about the Oilers intimidating, bullying Pietrangelo on the ice, and I mean not bullying as in like, the standard school term of bullying. I'm talking about physically going out there, wearing him down, and just deteriorating his confidence in his game, right? Not as himself, confidence in his game. Just make it absolutely miserable for him to play every stitch of that 20 plus minutes that he will play in game number 6. Do so without injuring him, because I honestly want to see the Oilers win with Pietrangelo in the lineup for the Golden Knights, because nothing would be better, right? Golden Knights fans would easily have an out if they lose game 7. Oh, Pietrangelo wasn't in the lineup, you injured him, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, easy, right? They'd be able to cry the blues. But you know what would be even better? Watching them choke it on home ice in game 7 with Pietrangelo on the ice for the final buzzer, because he wasn't able to clear a puck, because he turned a puck over, because he has no confidence in his game, right? I think I haven't really taken a hard line on stuff all playoffs long. It's been a long time since you've seen me this animated in a video, to be honest with you. But quite seriously, right? This is an opportunity. This is a defining moment of the playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers. You go out there, you play him soft and let him walk all over you. Guess what? Good night. We are out in 6 in round 2. Waste of my time, waste of everybody's time. And now what happens, right? That would be the question. Whereas if you go out there physically, mentally, beat down Alex Pietrangelo just to the point before injury, bingo, you've got yourself a recipe for winning hockey games, a recipe for winning this series, and a recipe for showing up for your teammate who has done everything he possibly can to get you to this point. Now, whether you want to be, maybe Draisaitl's hiding an injury, blah, 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 I don't care. I don't care. Guess what? You know what? The Oilers, I don't care what the situation is in the locker room. If it is not unanimous that Alex Pietrangelo's life must be absolutely miserable on the ice at all times in games 6 and 7, I don't know if I can cheer for this team. Quite honestly, that's some strong words. But again, right, if we're just going to allow free two-hand chops from behind the back on Leon Draisaitl in the playoffs, especially in the second round when we're still 2 rounds away from the Stanley Cup, I don't know, man. I don't know, because we have taken so many steps forward, and then you fail to deliver in support of your second best player on the team, second best player in the NHL, and the best player we've seen in a long time outside of McDavid as an Oiler. Well, guess what? That is a huge disappointment, a huge letdown, and a huge failure to the fans of your team who want you to go out there and do the job. Now, we've said the strength of this Oilers team all along has been the fact that they, since January, became a team that fights for each other, goes to war with each other, and beats down the other opponent whenever liberties are taken against them. Well, guess what? Here's one situation where now you can do it. You can go out there and absolutely change the momentum of this series based on one opposition player. You make his life miserable out there. I don't care what Jack Eichel's doing. I don't care what Shea Theodore's doing. I don't care what Jonathan Marchessault's doing. I don't care how good Aiden Hill's been in this series. Make Pietrangelo's life miserable. Make the Golden Knights concerned about one guy on their team all night long, and watch how the recipe for success comes together for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm telling you, I haven't been this fired up in a while, but it feels good because we are now fully in the thick of playoff hockey, and I just want to get to that Game 6 tomorrow night and rock and roll it, because let me tell you, by Game 6, I should be feeling better, and we should be ready to rock and roll. So, friends, that's some thoughts on what the Oilers have to do to get even with Alex Pietrangelo. Nowhere in there did I say they have to injure him, because that is not what they have to do. But, obviously, too, however you can change this series going into Game 7, as long as it's in a positive direction, will benefit you. Friends, I'm Tyson, Dolynny TV, up on, out of here.